GM guys wanted to create a quick tutorial for the upcoming Perma Brawl. This tutorial will basically help anyone who's not really a coder to basically get started with AO and RV and start deploying with our link. So yeah, let's get started. So what are we gonna build in this tutorial? I was thinking like it would be very nice if we could build a small game. I think that would be the easiest demonstration for me to do. So I hope people remember this old game that used to be called Fruit Ninja. So Fruit Ninja was this old game that I used to play in my childhood. Basically, the idea is that you're given 60 seconds or so. Fruits are tossed in these 60 seconds. So basically, these fruits will be tossed up in the air, and your job as the player is to slice as many of these fruits as possible within the given time frame. As many fruits as you slice, the more higher your score goes. So after the 60 seconds, there'll be like a scorecard that will show like what points you got for like how many fruits that you were able to slice off. So it's gonna be a pretty simple game to build. So here's how I'm planning to build it. We'll use V0 to basically code out like 40% of the game. I'd say 40% of the game will basically use V0 or Bolt to build just by prompts. We'll just prompt it, it'll give us the UI, but that won't always be like accurate. So there's like a high chance that it's going to be buggy. So we will continue developing in Cursor. So whatever issues that we face, we'll get the V1 UI from V0 or Bolt. We'll then import the code onto our Cursor ID, and then we'll start debugging from there. And we will also use AO. Let me just write everything down by the way. Use V0 or Bolt. Then we will start debugging on Cursor. I hope like in this step we'll be able to like build the front end of the game, and we will use AO to basically hold like a public ledger of the high scores basically. So we'll make this game in such a way that when people play it, you need to connect your wallet, and then like whatever score you get, we'll make like a leaderboard out of it, and we'll store all that data onto AO. I think that would be like a very simple way for you to get started with AO. So when you use AO contracts to basically hold the public ledger of the leaderboard. So AO contract, do that. We'll do this in better idea by the way, because they have like this new AI feature. So I think that would like make it very simple for anyone. I'll just show you how you can like make AO contracts with just prompts. It's gonna be very simple. I'll show you. So there's better idea, and clear that down here. And then finally, when everything is ready, we will deploy it onto our link. So to start off with, we have this new feature called templates basically. So rather than starting from scratch, you can just clone a template from the R-Link template marketplace. It's like here. So you can just go to rlink.rv.net/templates, and then basically you can just clone a template onto your GitHub and then start working from there. Whenever you push your changes to GitHub, R-Link will basically update your live deployment, so you don't have to worry about anything. You can just focus on building. So I'm going to use this template by the way. I've already gone ahead and cloned it over to my GitHub. So right now I'm going to go to my GitHub and go to my GitHub. And as you can see, I already have like a starter template already cloned on here. So we will start building from here. So I'm going to clone this over to my local machine. So once you have that set up, we're going to turn on the terminal of your cursor. Quickly kill this terminal. Okay, so we're going to quickly git clone our repository onto our local machine quickly. We're going to git clone, and we're going to paste this link basically. So if you go to your GitHub, if you go to the GitHub repository that was cloned by R-Link, you'll see this code button here. You need to go here and you need to click on this link basically. So you click on that, you have it copied basically on your clipboard. So you just type in git clone, you just paste it here, and then you just put a dot here so that it's cloned on inside this folder basically. It's gonna get cloned. So as you can see, the entire repository is cloned. Then we need to install the dependencies and then just run. This sounds like a jargon, but just run this command. I'll give it to you in the notes that I'll share. Npm dev. So yeah, that's it. Our project is installed, and then we can basically start working with it. So React here gives you a small link that you need to paste in your browser, so that this is basically the development server, or basically an interface for you to like see the UI that we are coding right now. So as you can see, there's like a simple template that's been given to us by the R-Link template marketplace. So we already have the wallet connect button and everything set up. So we just need to focus on building the game right now. The heavy lifting has already been done. So like the wallet connect and everything that could possibly take a bit more time to set up has already been set up. Even like since you're building with V0, you need shard chain and everything that's already pre-set up with you. So we don't have to worry about that. Open up V0 in another browser and just start from scratch again. I'm gonna tell V0 that I want to build a Fruit Ninja like game. I want to build a Fruit Ninja like game where I'm given 60 seconds and I have fruits tossed in air and I need to slash them. As many fruits I slash, that many points I will get. Once the time is over, I should see my score. I'll tell it that keep in mind that the slashing mechanism should be similar to the real Fruit Ninja. I think that should be enough. Additionally, I'll mention one more thing. Also, make sure to limit the codebase to a single file rather than splitting it to multiple files. You can split multiple files, but I'm gonna limit it to a single file because I kind of want to be easily able to copy it from cursor to here to other LLMs if I wanted to. That's not gonna be very easy if it's everything is split up into multiple components, but it's your call. I'm expecting this to not get the code right. I just want the initial UI. So just what I'm getting the initial UI right. So I can do working cursor because essentially I just already gone to one of my 3D images that I get with V0. Okay. Let me see the content. Now to fix this. Now tell it keep the game simple. Use emojis for the fruits. Don't need things to be 3D. I think it's doing a better job now. This is the first time I get it right. Let's see. Okay, it kind of messed up the entire UI actually. Can't see any fruits. I think we're gonna start working with this code. You can see that you got like the basic UI ready. It's very buggy. It's not exactly what we asked for, but don't worry. We're gonna continue working on this in our IDE. So I asked this to write everything in a single page so that I can easily copy it. But just in case it split things into multiple files, what you need to do is you just need to click on. It'll give you like this link that you can just copy and paste into your IDE, and it'll basically put the code into your IDE directly. You don't need to manually copy things. You can also use that, but for convenience sake, I'm gonna copy. Okay, let's just use that actually. Just copy this, and I'm gonna paste this here. Just say yes to whatever it asks for. Okay, I think it has put the components, so we're gonna check the components directory, try to find where it has put our game component. Oh, there it is actually. Let's put it here. I'm gonna drag this into the components folder to keep things a bit neater. And here's what I'm gonna do. In my app.tsx file, I will remove everything that I see here. I'll remove everything. I'm gonna remove all of this from here. We'll need the wallet connect later on, but for now I'm gonna remove everything. Remove this. Remove this as well actually. I mean this. We are going to import our file that V0 just gave us. So V0 gave us this Fruit Ninja file. We are going to import that. We're going to import the Fruit Ninja game. Let me fix this. Right. And you need to return Fruit Ninja. Basically, you need to wrap Fruit Ninja inside the main app component. Once you do that, if we go back to our browser actually, if we go back to our browser, on the link that we were given at first, we'll see our game is here now. As you notice, it's not working, but we'll fix it. I hope everyone knows how to open the cursor chat. Now, preferably, I suggest using Claude Sonnet 3.5 because in my experience, this is one of the best LLMs to code with, but it's your call. If whatever you have, you can use. So currently the bug that we are facing right now is that the game starts, time ticks, but we don't see any fruits that are tossed, right? So I'm gonna tell it. We're gonna give it the context of this file, by the way. So we're gonna add this file to the chat quickly. I'm gonna copy this thing, paste this thing here. I'm gonna tell it, currently the game starts, the timer ticks down, but I don't see any fruits tossed up. Also, I'm gonna tell it that I want the fruits to be tossed slowly, and also slowly and gradually increase the speed and quantity as the score goes up. Also, let us just see if it gets that right. We'll incrementally go through this. So we're going to apply the changes that cursor has given us. An accept file, press Control Save, and then let's go back to our browser and let's see how the game is running. Reload the tab real quick. Start the game. As you can see, now it kind of looks like Fruit Ninja that we want, but still, as you can see, the slashing of the Fruit Ninja is not very right. It's basically drawing onto the canvas. It's not exactly slashing, I'd say. But we're getting there. As you can see, if I cut the fruits, the score is increasing. And but you could have noticed that anyone can basically cheat this game, right? Anyone can just keep on doing this and his score will keep on going up. So that's no fun, right? So we need to get this right. I just want to see like if once the timer gets over, does it like show the high score or not? Because that will be another bug that we'll need to deal with. I'm gonna keep cheating this game till the timer goes off actually. So if I 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so the game over mechanism does work. It does show me my score. So here's what I'm gonna tell cursor now. I'm gonna tell it, okay, I need the to jump a bit higher. Also currently the slashing mechanism is not good. One end gets stuck to a point and the other just increases in length, and anyone can basically cheat the game by just, I don't know, moving their mouse left and right rapidly to cut all the fruits that jump up. We're gonna accept whatever cursor gives us. Just press Control Save and let's go back to our browser. Just reload the page real quick. Okay, so now the slashing mechanism has kind of improved, but it's still drawing on the canvas. Anyone can still cheat it because there's a huge line there. So let me just tell cursor, the fruits are jumping a bit too rapidly and too high. Keep it as realistic as Fruit Ninja. And also, currently anyone can basically draw slashes very big and cheat the game. We need to decrease the size of slashes. We'll select this. We'll accept it, Control Save, go back to our browser. Just reload this quickly and start the game again. There's a slight improvement, but still, like, we are drawing on the canvas, which I don't like. So we got the fruit right, but still get slashing right. Still need to work on the slashing. Currently, it's not very smooth. When you leave the cursor, click the slash tail. Still persists. I need this to be as close to Ninja as possible. Trying to replicate a similar experience. I guess I typos in my prompt, if you know that. I'm just smashing the keyboard and looking at the monitor. So let's apply these changes. Start the game. Oh yeah, the slashing has definitely gotten better. Oh damn right. Yeah, I think all we need to do is just increase the size of the fruits a little bit so that it's easier to play. But I think we've gotten there now. This is quite close, I think, to Fruit Ninja. Oh, damn. Okay, I think we can now work towards making the UI a little bit nicer. As you can see, this gives you like a very small canvas to play the game. But I'm assuming that people will play this on their mobile device as well. So if you just inspect your browser tab, just try to squeeze the mobile view. This is going to look very ugly on your phone actually. It looks nice on the computer, but on your phone it will look very ugly. So let's ask cursor to fix that quickly. The canvas size is a square right now. Need this to look nice on all devices like phones and laptops. Make the game UI nicer. I'm expecting this to edit this canvas nice square, but actually game. And make sure you can change the background later. So let's apply these changes quickly. That. Okay, so this looks much nice actually. Yeah, this looks much nice actually. Let's see how it looks on a mobile view. Oh, it still looks shit on your phone actually. So let's make it fix that. Tell it. Looks decent on mobile, decent on viewers, but on mobile it's got tiny. So what can I see out? Let's apply this. Yes. Now let's see how it will look on the. Oh, this looks much nicer on the phone now. Yeah. That to work now. So I guess we've gotten the basic game ready at this point. I'm not very proud of it, but like it's a good place to start. So now that we have the game ready, the next thing that we would want is we want some way to basically get like put our high score on a leaderboard, and we'll share this game around on Twitter. So whenever you try out, you connect your wallet, you play the game, whatever score you get, we'll put it on a leaderboard. So then you can like basically flex if you have the highest score or not. To do that, I'll be integrating AO. So here's the plan as of now. That we have our little front end ready. Here's a quick recap plus checklist of what we have done so far and what we need to integrate now. We have set up our project successfully. We've gotten a basic game ready using V0 and cursor. What we need to do right now is to create a high score ledger using AO as the smart contract. And then we need to integrate that smart contract into the front end that we have just made now. And finally, we need to improve bugs and the UI here and there, and then we can ship it. As simple as that. So let's talk more about how the contract is going to work. So quick TLDR on AO. The contracts on AO blockchain, they're called processes, by the way. And it's quite similar to how you use backends in Web2 services. So the idea is that we will have a process or a smart contract with a few functions, or in this case, we call those functions as handlers. We will send them requests, which will be in form of messages. These messages will contain the wallet address and the high score of whatever the player has gotten. We will send that to the contract, and we need the contract to have some kind of function, or in this case, it's called a handler, to basically accept this message and extract the wallet address and the high score from that message. We then need it to store these values inside a database, and then we need one more handler or function to basically get the entire leaderboard onto our front end. So this is basically what the basic architecture of the contract is supposed to look like. So yeah, let's get to quickly building that. So in order to basically easily create the smart contracts without having to really write the Lua code, which is by the way very simple to do if you wanted to, I've given everyone a cheat sheet inside the Rlink template. So basically whenever you clone the template, you'll also get this cheat sheet. So what we need to do right now is we need to tell cursor to use this cheat sheet as reference. So you can either just connect that here. So call it AO cheat sheet. So tell it use this as context and tell me need a contract for any and AO program for our Fruit Ninja team to store high scores of wallets. We need a handler to store wallet address and directory. So I also need to specify that just in case that if by chance you get the person, if he uses the app again, if he plays the game again, and he either gets a score that is higher or maybe lower than what he has previously got and which is stored in the leaderboard, we need to ensure that we are only updating the value if it has a score that is higher than what we already have. So I'll just mention that here that in case you get a wallet that already exists in the EV update, its score, and if it's higher than the recorded one. We also need a handler to get the entire leaderboard. So hopefully give me the entire contract, and then we can quickly test it. Okay, this looks right. It should have given me a database. Okay, I didn't mention the database, hence it has not given me a database. So we'll quickly fix that with the second iteration. Let's just see what it has given right now. Okay, going to tell it I need to store the values in an SQLite 3 database. It's gonna update the contract for me. Yeah, that looks right. So right now, here's what we're going to do. We are going to quickly load up a process with the SQLite module, and then we're going to start testing this contract and then iterate over changes as and when necessary. So I'm going to quickly copy this here, copy this. I will make a folder in my project, make a folder, call it contracts. I'm going to put my contract here, call it main.lua. I'm going to paste it here. By the way, I'm also assuming that you have AOS CLI installed. If not, I'll provide it in my notes. You just paste the command in your terminal, it'll install it. Just press enter, and then whenever you type AOS in your terminal, it'll basically open up. So right now the autofill has given me this module ID. I'll make sure to link just to provide this exact command in my notes. So basically you need to run this after you install the AOS CLI. So I'm gonna call this contract here Fruit Ninja. And currently, then we will basically just load this contract onto this process. I'm going to show you how we do that actually. So I'm going to click on here. I'm going to type here .load. I'm going to copy the path, paste the path here. So this will basically put this code over here onto this process. So now we have our contract loaded on chain. Now we need to test our contract. So the way you test the contract is you basically send messages to the handlers, and then they basically whatever you have written on the handler, they will basically react in that way. So right now I will ask, since I've also provided the cheat sheet to the LLM, I will also tell it, give me messages to test this contract. Yeah, so as you can see here, it has also given me messages, but just for convenience sake, I'd like these messages to be in one line. So I will tell it to give me all messages in a single line. Yeah, perfect. This looks perfect. Submit score. So we're gonna try to it has given me send messages for multiple submissions. I'm just gonna copy one of these here. Submit score. Copy this here, and I'm gonna paste it here. One thing that I will change is it has given me a from wallet address. I'm gonna remove that because in the code, AO can basically directly get your address, your wallet address from the message itself. So we don't need to mention it in the send message actually. I'm gonna test this. And it has also given me something to check the inbox. I'm just gonna put the command here. Okay, I'll just ask it. Give me the command to check my inbox. Let's see. This will work though. Copy this. Oh wait, this won't. Yeah. This should work. Alright. Okay, so the handler worked because when I check my inbox, there is a message with the response of success. So if we check the score that it has provided me, so whenever we successfully store the player score, so there should be a submit score handler here that we have just triggered right now. So whenever it basically succeeds, it should give me a response back with the action score updated. So I can see that I've gotten a message back with the action saying the score has updated, and also given me a tag called success. Right, so I will just add a few more scores in here. I'll actually change the score. I'll make it 1000. And I'll try the getter function, and I'll see if it has successfully updated the score for the particular wallet. So let me quickly check it. Yeah. So as you can see here, it has successfully updated. So both the getter and the setter function, the setter handler, both work as expected. So we still need to test it for multiple values, but I'll take a bet and assume that it will work. Since the code looks right to me actually. So yeah, let's start by integrating this into the front end. First, we will need to get the address of where this contract is currently deployed on. So for that, I'll just run AO.id. So this will give me an address to where this contract is currently deployed. So this contract is deployed currently on this address. Quickly note that down. Copy that. We will create a page somewhere, and then we'll create a new file. Call it aointeg.tsx. And we will just for some time store this here. Contract is deployed here. So we basically one-shotted the entire contract. So let's go back to our to-do list here. So now we have created a smart contract that basically has this functionality. The smart contract that the LLM has provided us actually has more than the handlers that we need. So it even has get player score that I think will get the highest score for a specific wallet as well. We may or may not use that. So let's see how it goes. Currently the ones that we really need is to submit the score and then get the entire leaderboard. These two functions are the ones that I'm interested in. Other things I may not integrate in this tutorial, but I'll make this entire thing open source. If you want to start over with this, you surely can. You can integrate more features, but right now I'm not going to add those things. So I'm going to go back to that leaderboard. So right now the contract is done. Now we need to move to the next step, that is integrate the smart contract that we have just created within 2 minutes or so into our front end. So let's get started with that. Go back, and here I'm going to, I'm going to speak a bit of jargon actually. So if you want to integrate and if you want to talk to your AO smart contract from your front end, you would need an additional library called AO Connect. So we're going to look at those docs quickly. And then we're going to go to this section where AO Connect is mentioned. So here you will find a connect section inside the docs. This is what we need right now. Don't worry, we don't need to go through the entire thing. What we are concerned right now is what I just talked about. So if we go back to our contract, we need to trigger this setter handler by sending it a message. So what I'm concerned with right now is how do I send a message? I'm going to go to the docs. I'm going to go to the part where sending messages is mentioned. So this is the only section that we are concerned with. Don't worry, I won't be writing any code from my end. I'm just going to create functions that I can integrate inside that game. So before I do that, I'll need to install this library first of all. So I'm going to try to find AO Connect on npm install command. That's it. Just copy that, and then we will install it here. Actually, we'll install this project. So till it's installing, we'll go back to the docs. And don't worry, I'm not going to write a single line of code. I'm going to make Claude do the entire writing for me. So it's just going to be vibes. That's it. No code, only vibes. Okay. So since you're going to want to use pnpm, so I'm going to use pnpm here to install this because I've used that from the beginning. Use pnpm. So while that is happening, we're going to ask the LLM. We're going to give it the LLM the docs. These are docs for sending messages to the AO contract you have given me. It's deployed here. We are going to give it the address that we've written down here. So I'm going to tell it that this contract is deployed here. Get in some spacing. Give me a function. Okay, so whenever we get this part where we get the final score, we need to run that function where we basically send it over to the contract. So the idea is before we show this card, we get the final score, we run that, send it to the function. Let's put some loader here until that happens, and then we finally show this game over card, and then we render the entire leaderboard here. So that's the simplest way of how I can think we can integrate that. So we'll just tell cursor that need to run. So I'll just tell it when the game is over before showing. Oh wait, before I actually do this, before we do this, we have not yet integrated the wallet that we would need to basically connect and then pass to sign those messages. So let's quickly do that actually. So I'm going to the wallet is already set up in the template. Actually, I just need to import it. I'm going to connect button from RV wallet kit. That's it. And then I need to put this button here. So I'm not going to do the manual labor of that. I'm going to tell the GPT to do it for me. I'll tell it need to put the wallet connect button on the top of the game and don't allow anyone to play the game without connecting the wallet. Without connecting the wallet. Not the wallet, and prompt them to connect it in the UI. If they are not, then they click on play game. We'll also create a menu for the game, by the way. We'll create a nice menu for the game actually. So till now we have not really written any serious lines of code. Apart from this, actually I imported this myself, but I think the LLM could handle it himself because it's already like defined in other pages. So that was just me being frugal about the prompt usage. So yeah, it has actually done a pretty good job. It has already like integrated it well enough here. We'll accept these changes and we will go back to our game and we will reload this tab. Since it should work now because see, my wallet is connected. So let's see what would have happened in case my wallet was not connected. Okay, it's still letting me play the game without my wallet being connected. I need to tell it, don't let me play the game if my wallet is not connected. Also the button is hiding and I need to adjust its position to not cover or hide anything. So let's see if it has gotten things right. Let's refresh this. Yeah, now it basically tells you that you cannot play without connecting a wallet. Connect your wallet. Go. Next. By the way, whenever you're connecting a wallet, it's better if you just click on the second option. Reason I'm saying is this because you might need to sign the transaction manually if you don't check on this, which gives you like a bad user experience. But whenever you're using any other application that is on the main net, or like, it's better if you click this because people can make you sign any message without like showing you a pop-up like this. The fruit density has definitely decreased now, but at least the game works nicer actually. Yeah, the game actually works really nice now. Density of fruits has definitely decreased though. Still let's work with this. Yeah, and let's also implement our change that we had done before. And to apply the button spacing change again, now that the game has been fixed. Accept the file, save this, go back, and again refresh. Perfect. This looks perfect now. So now here's what we're gonna need to do. So I'm gonna import those functions that I've just created, that is submit Fruit Ninja score and get Fruit Ninja leaderboard. So I think it would be a better idea if we also create a separate component for the leaderboard and then display it in our page. So basically what I'm saying is we create another UI component for the leaderboard separately, and then we integrate this function inside that, and then we display it nicely over there. So I'm going to create a new file. I'm doing this because all this code here, right here, even though this has gotten huge, actually, it's gotten over 500 lines, and AI will be less useful if the code is so huge, because the number of tokens are gonna be too much for it to handle. So we're gonna split the code. Actually, this is a very horrible way of writing code. It's better if you split it in multiple files. Right now, I've put everything in one file just for the sake of convenience, in case we want to copy things and put it just here. That's why I've put everything in one page. But in general, this is a horrible way to code, like putting everything in just one thing. I'm gonna create I want to create a new file. I'm going to call it leaderboard.tsx. I'm going to tell Claude to write me a nice component here. I'm going to tell it, write me a nice leaderboard component that I can display in my game when it's game over. Okay, also, I can display it in the game system. Otherwise, I think the contact again. This is my device, so we don't need this. I will accept this. Fetch leaderboard, we will need to, instead of using this, actually, we can just import the functions that we have already made here. So this seems a bit redundant. Go back, accept this. So we are basically importing this component into our game, and then I think we are displaying this when the game is over. Accept this file, and we're going to go back. Here, what I'm going to change by myself is I'm going to tell the LLM that I have already created, not me but him, helper functions in. I'm going to link it to the file where the helper functions are actually. So they are in AO Integ. Just implement the leaderboard in this component. So let's see. Yeah, so it's gonna load. This code looks good to me. Let's see how it will look in action. Right now the database has one wallet here, so it should show the leaderboard for that actually. So I don't want to wait till this happens. So okay, so it's gonna show you the leaderboard here. Should be showing you the leaderboard here. I'm gonna open the console just in case there is an issue with fetching things. Okay, so the leaderboard component paid the wheat thin. We are going to tell cursor that there is an issue. It's gonna fix it for us. Okay, so it made some changes in the leaderboard file. Let's see if that does the trick. Now with this simple change, I think this should solve it. Let's see. Yeah, now even the leaderboard is properly fetching. So I guess that's it for the game. I guess the game works. It's good. Yeah, let's integrate the leaderboard actually. So if I disconnect, okay, this is a bug actually. It should not let me. So on this page, I also want a button to basically view the leaderboard. Ask Sonnet to do it for me. Need, I think it's called start game, right? So need to put a view leaderboard button near start game to view leaderboard. So after this change, we can proceed to deploy and ship the project out. I guess it's done. Nice. I guess the game is ready now. Now we can proceed to ship it. So here's what we're gonna do. If you have used the template marketplace, you need to just commit your changes to your GitHub. So you basically only need to do git add, or if you have GitHub integrated inside your IDE, then you need to just check out on main basically. You'll need to add this here. Add git commit. I'm gonna add here. Done with the game. I'm gonna git push origin main. Yeah, and that's it. So if you have used the template marketplace, your changes would reflect on your live link within a few minutes. So I'm going to go to our link. And once we are on the landing page, we would need to connect our wallet. Mine's already connected, so I'm just going to click on deploy now. And if you had used the template marketplace, your deployment would already be present in the dashboard. And let's see. Yeah, so our deployment seems to have been updated, and we can access the link within the dashboard itself to see if our changes have been reflected. And as you can see, they have been reflected. So I guess the next step that we can do is we can quickly share our deployment on X.